Do you want the hitting, biting, slapping to stop from your kids, but you're not sure how to handle it? Let's talk about how we can manage these very stressful situations when it comes to kids' aggressive behavior. It can be very hard to think straight at the moment your kid is being aggressive towards another kid or to yourself. So it's always best, in my opinion, to be prepared for those situations ahead of time so we know at least how to address the issue so it doesn't happen again, or to be able to reduce the frequency of it happening in the future. Look, we all get angry. We all feel like stressed at some point. We all lose our patience for that matter. But important things to keep in mind is that anger is a normal human feeling, right? What is not okay is acting on that anger. So this is why it's our job as parents to guide our kids through their anger and how they can better handle it or manage it. So the most important thing is to not make them feel like they're a bad kid just because they're angry, but at the same time, help them understand that anger should not be acted upon, and there are healthier ways to be able to handle that anger. Step one is the zero tolerance policy, which means there is no aggression that will be accepted in this house or in this family. This is another way of setting clear boundaries that aggressive behavior will not be tolerated. Another thing that we as parents should keep in mind is that kids, like I mentioned in previous videos, are born with big feelings and zero skills to be able to deal with those feelings. So we are here to provide them with the tools necessary that they need to be able to handle those big emotions. Because aggressive behavior in kids, it doesn't mean that they're a bad kid just because they're being aggressive. It just means that they lack skills to handle those new feelings that they're just discovering, but they have no idea how to handle them. I know a lot of people believe in gentle parenting, but me as a mom, I try to focus more on positive parenting. I'll explain why is that. Gentle parenting, in my opinion, does not work when kids are being aggressive. Imagine a scenario like this. Your kid spits on his brother or sister, and his brother gets very upset and starts crying and is feeling hurt and rejected. And then you come up to the kid that was aggressive and you tell them, you get down on your knees on their level, which, is always a good idea. But in this case, you say in a very gentle, soothing way, "Oh, honey, don't do that. Don't spit on your brother. It's not nice to do that. You see, your brother's crying now. He's hurt. It's not okay to do that." That is what gentle parenting looks like to me. Let me know in the comments if you have a different approach or idea of gentle parenting. But this is how I imagine it, and I've done some research about it. And for me, it's not as effective as being more firm and clear. I believe that being neutral but firm with a serious face, not a happy one, not an angry one, but just serious, is the most effective way to come across, to send your message across that this is not going to be tolerated. And another thing that's very important to keep in mind is word things properly. Let's say you label the issue, but not the actual kid. For instance, you're not going to say you are being bad because you hit your brother. You're going to say this behavior is bad. This is not acceptable behavior. And what would zero tolerance policy for aggressive behavior look like in practical terms? The phrase that Dr. Becky always says, "I will not let you." And gently hold their arms or hands or whatever they're trying to kick you with, or try to kick their sibling with, or try to hurt their sibling with. And while holding them gently, you keep telling them, I will not let you hit your brother. I will not let you slap me. I will not let you. Because what that phrase does, it's a very powerful phrase, by the way. It communicates to your kid that you are the one in control of the situation and not them. And instead of saying, don't hit me, don't touch me, or don't slap me, saying those phrases, it gives them the wrong message that they're the ones in control. And that's not the message you want to pass along. You want to let them know you're the one controlling if you're going to allow them to hit you or not, or hit their sibling or not. So saying, I will not let you, means you're the one who is going to stop them. It's not going to allow them to continue with the aggressive behavior. And if in any moment your kid is putting himself in danger, or his sibling or whoever around them in danger, in a dangerous position, you should definitely jump in and intervene, remove them physically from the situation in a very gentle manner, stop them from hurting themselves or others. And step 2 is give them space. After you were able to address the situation at that moment, and they're still pouting and being mad, just give them space. Step 3, be a good role model. Set a good example to your kid. It doesn't help if there's aggressive behavior among adults in the house and the kids are watching that. And it's not exactly a healthy environment that we would be providing to our kids if they watch too many heated arguments, yelling, screaming, breaking stuff. So setting a good example should be like the number one step, like the very first step before anything else. Because if we want to teach our kids on how to manage their aggression, we should learn how to manage our own aggressive behavior first and be able to regulate that so they're able to follow our lead. It's important for them to understand that they can express intense emotions without hurting others around them. There are always coping mechanisms that we can teach them. That, by the way, we use those coping mechanisms ourselves because we learned throughout our entire life. Setting a good example also includes not reacting to their aggressive behavior with aggression as well. So this is why positive parenting, for me, it's like the middle ground between gentle parenting and being too strict. I don't believe that being too strict is helpful either. But this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think about parenting approaches. What would be your approach? If it's the gentle parenting, if it's the positive, if it's the more strict parenting. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'm curious. We as parents are the very first reference for our kids. So let's always try to be a good reference and give them good guidance as to how they're supposed to navigate life. Because this is the time now, as early as possible, if we can start implementing these strategies and these positive approaches in order to raise our kids, I believe that the future generations down the road, a few years from now, we're going to see much healthier, emotionally healthier adults. And whatever we can do today to contribute to our kids becoming emotionally intelligent and emotionally healthy adults, we should do it. What would be your approach in terms of when it comes to aggressive behavior in kids? Let me know in the comments. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.